Hi, I'm Judy Denny.
Hello, I'm Ingrid Jansen, and we're here in Judy's garden on the traditional territories of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation to have a discussion about intersectional peonies as part of our continuing series of the virtual peony tour for the Oshawa Peony Festival.
An intersectional peony is a cross between a tree peony and a herbaceous peony. They come in all the forms that the usual herbaceous ones do, but we don't have the Japanese type form in the intersectionals.
And intersectionals are also sometimes known as Ito peonies. And the reason for that is that the first person to actually do crosses between tree peonies and herbaceous peonies was a Mr. Ito in Japan. He started in the 1940s. Now, what are some of the more popular varieties of intersectional peonies?
Well, we have two of them here. This is Garden Treasure, and this is Bartzella. So they're both very well known in the peony world because they were the first really yellow herbaceous peonies that we had. And so that's a rare color at the time. It's much more popular now.
What I like about the intersectionals too is that the foliage is finally cut more like a tree peony foliage than the traditional herbaceous foliage that you see.
True, but it's a little bit more, it's stronger, it's not soft.
Yes.
It holds its shape beautifully.
I love the fact that even though they're very big double flowers, they sit really well on these sturdy stems. They're beautiful.
They really do. Yes.
So here's another one with a slightly different color, and this one is Cora Louise. And she, again, like the tree peonies that we looked at the Oshawa Valley Botanic Garden, has those beautiful flares of kind of a raspberry red inside and then the white petals. And then we have some of the kind of almost apricot colored ones as well.
Yeah, that one doesn't have a lot of bloom. We have more of that around that we can show.
So that's Julia Rose. Although there are a lot of new ones always being introduced now because a lot of the hybridizers are making up new versions almost every year now.
Absolutely.
So this is where you can see that as the new flowers open, they have more of that pink-red tone to them, and then as they age, the petals fade to kind of a pale ivory color. Now, do intersectionals require any special conditions?
Nothing different from what a regular herbaceous peony or a regular tree peony would want. They really want sun in order to have a prolific bloom,
right.
And that's approximately 6 to 8 hours a day.
And when should you plant an intersectional peony? The same as the herbaceous in the fall?
The same time.
Right?
Basically, bare root in the fall will give you a good, strong plant the next year, and within 3 years, you will have a reasonably sized peony with lots of bloom.
Now, I would guess because these seem to grow to maturity fairly quickly, that this is not a peony you would want to dig and divide in the fall.
You could, but it would take a lot of work.
Yeah.
They do get quite big, and you got to remember this has been crossed, hybridized, a tree root, a woody based root with the regular herbaceous. So the roots are going to be stronger and tougher and much more difficult to divide. So think long and hard about where you want to put it. And remember, to get them, you can go to the Canadian Peony Society website, which is just peony.ca, and look for vendors.
That concludes our discussion on intersectional peonies. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, TD Canada Trust, for sponsoring our series of videos.